Now, the leaders of the Sanhedrin accuse you of preaching perverted doctrines. Come.
Alright, so in the previous video, I went over, they had the Royals on the Today Show, and I basically just want to point out to people the history behind things. I mean, when you're looking at TV or watching a show like the Today Show, which is viewed by millions, and is, people look at it like, hey, this is the news. You want to know the history behind things, okay? You just don't want to see figures up there and think, oh, is this new? No, it's not new, okay? We keep watching and seeing and hearing the same thing over and over and over and over throughout the generations for hundreds of years, thousands of years. And I want to point that out to people. So, in the last one, I was showing how the royals, the bloodlines comes all the way down, goes all the way back to Charlemagne. And I showed that how the Charlemagne lineage came all the way down, Holy Roman Emperor, to the kings, and how we ended up with Britain or the United Kingdom as the great empire. But as you can see in the last video, they took it from the Holy Roman Empire. All right, and I'm going to link this to you, and I'm going to show you this today so you can see how it's linked. All right, because the Vatican and the Pope have everything to do with all the elites and the rulers of the world. They're all tied in. Okay, I'm going to show you that today. And it's the kind of situation where they're all together, okay? All these kings and emperors are crowned by popes, okay? They're crowned by popes. The Pope is the one who sanctions them, okay? Now, some people are going to say, oh, well, it's all ceremonial. It's all... I look at life for what it is. I see it. Your actions prove to me what's going on. Okay, it's symbolic. It doesn't mean nothing. Well, guess what? They've been doing it every time there's a new king or new emperor. They do this. It's a coronation. They still do it to this day. And I guarantee you, the next king of England, the Pope, is going to be out there. Well, maybe not the Pope from Vatican, because they split up the religion, so they got their own religious leader that'll do it for them, the Protestant leader. But rest assured, it will be done. Okay, they will be crowned by the religious leader on this earth, whoever they consider it to be. Now, me personally, these are not my religious leaders. I don't subscribe to any of this. All right, this is not me. I'm just showing you history, and I'm just showing you what I see on TV, and I'm interpreting it for you so you can see it. Okay, so before Charlemagne the Great, before he was able to be he wasn't the first Holy Roman Emperor. The very first Holy Roman Emperor was Constantine the Great. Okay, he was the first Holy Roman Emperor to be coronated by the Pope, and he was the first Holy Roman Emperor, and he was the last Roman Emperor of the entire empire, East and West. After him, it broke up. Okay, he started the Byzantine Empire because he's the one that built the city of Constantinople, which is named after him, Constantine. All right, so he was the first one to do it. Now, did you know? Well, let me back up. Constantine the Great, I should say that a lot of these battles that he fought in the name of Christ and Christianity. And some people will go back and say, well, it was political. He did it for political reasons. Some people say, well, no, he was actually a believer. Whatever you want to follow, whatever you subscribe to, I'm just telling you what happened. So, Constantine the Great conquered all this land. Basically, well, he didn't conquer it, he unified it, because it was already conquered, the Roman Empire, and he unified it. He was the last great ruler. That's why they call him Constantine the Great, of the entire empire, East and West, and he was the first Holy Roman Empire to be coronated by a pope. Now, did you know that the popes have coronation ceremonies where they get crowned as well? In the eyes of God, which basically means it's anointed by God, okay? That's what these people are claiming. That's not what I subscribe to, but that's what they're claiming. All right. So it only makes sense if kings and emperors are getting coronated by popes, right? And they come from dynasties and families, the house We went over yesterday the House of Witten, the House of Windsor, and all those different things. Well, it all exists on both sides. As a matter of fact, Charlemagne the Great came from the Carolingian, I think I'm saying that right, Carolingian dynasty. All right, so that they're all a part of these dynasties and these houses of these elites. Okay, now the popes get coronated too because they're leaders. They're like kings. That's how they're treated, and they actually have their own little cliques that they're a part of. They're elite houses. They got the House of Borgia, which they were in power from 1455 to 1458, and I believe a little bit afterwards. They've always been involved. The House of Borgia. It was founded in 1455, but I'm pretty sure it went into the 1500s in some way. They were, they were in the political affairs in the 15th and 16th century. All right, they produced two popes, so I'm pretty sure they had a lot of influence back then. Okay, you also had the House of Medici. All right, and they were involved in the Catholic Church. They produced three popes. Okay, in the 1500s, the 1600s. All right, so these popes, these religious leaders that are crowning these kings and these emperors, they get crowned too, and they're all a part of the elites. They're all elite. Okay, now I just wanted to point this out to you so you could see how it's all coming together and how it goes back and it dates back. All right, it all comes together. Okay, they're all together. They come from banking families, political dynasties, royalty, but they're all elites, and they're only going to mess with each other. They're only going to do business with each other. They're never going to be consider themselves normal like the rest of us. Okay, so I just wanted to point that out in this video to show you what it is. There's going to be another one to follow. I'm going to start linking it all together with symbolism, so stay tuned for that one. And thank you for watching the Fake News channel.
They also say you call yourself the King of the Jews. Well, are you King of the Jews?